Oh my goodness. Immediately hits the mic. Okay, hi, hello. We're back. It's been a while. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. But we're here. We're here, and I'm adjusting the microphone because since the last time I've streamed or done anything with this microphone, everything has moved. Well, not everything, but like little tiddly bits of things. Anyway, hi, hello. A lot has happened. I don't know if anyone's actually out there yet, but until somebody gets here, I'm just gonna kind of hang out and Oh, Knuckles, hey, what's up? It has been a while since we have spoken. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I am gonna get a game started here. There is a let's see here. In Teamfight Tactics, they introduced a new game type called Talker's Trials, which I kind of love and I kind of hate. I've only played it a few times, like 2 weeks ago, or however long it was. I don't know. Time has been really weird in the last few weeks. But yeah, it's like it's a game mode kind of like TFT, except it's only you versus the environment, so it's PvE, not PvP. And there's the time in between each round is it's not like a 30-second timer. It's just like up to my discretion since it's not against other players, which is nice. Hello, game. Anyway, so the last like 3 or 4 weeks have been an absolute nightmare of time frame, like timing wise with things. Like it has been the wildest roller coaster of like social, antisocial, social, antisocial, like I think I've ever had in my life. And so like such wild extremes. Because like it all started with DragonCon, and I was looking so forward to DragonCon, and I absolutely love it. Because I love DragonCon every year. It's amazing. It's the absolute best. D, hi, hello. Oh my gosh, I haven't heard from you in a minute either. Well, I've just been, as I was just explaining, I had a wild roller coaster of being social and being antisocial in the last few weeks specifically. But yeah, it all kind of like kicked off with DragonCon, and so DragonCon was the end of August. It's hard to believe that like it's already the 15th of September. I can barely fathom the fact that it is already the 15th of September, because it feels like just yesterday I was like putting together the final pieces of cosplay for DragonCon. Oh, let me tell you, it was this was a heck of a year. Because let me lay down the basics here. So usually the month leading up to DragonCon, I start to really feel the crunch. Like I'm getting ready and getting anxious for it, because it's my favorite con of the year. If I skip everything else, that's the one thing that I always do every year. Is I always love to go to DragonCon, because like to me it's just so much fun, because I get to see a lot of my friends in person that I like never get to see throughout the rest of the year. And there's a lot of parties, and it's very high energy, and it just, I love it. I love cosplay. I love all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so leading up to it, I'm putting together some cosplay, and I was really proud of my cosplay this year, because a lot of my cosplays were focused around, my fitness, my physique. Okay. So I still don't really know super well how to play this game, so we're just going to go normal mode, not chaos. Anyway, yeah, so I'm building these cosplays and putting them all together. I was super proud of it this year, because I was in a hella good shape. I was like, yes, this is going to rock it. And it did. It absolutely rocked it. I got there, and, I partied hard. I partied so hard. And so I've got some friends that, I used to have a crew that we would go every year. We went every year for the longest time. And there was 4 of us. There was myself, there was one guy. Survivor 6, hey, how's it going? Oh my god, it has been a minute. It's been a minute since I streamed, really. So, like, everyone's just like, oh my god, like, Mackenzie's back. But anyway, so yeah, as I was saying about the What am I doing here? Okay, so I got Warwick and Twitch right off the bat. I got two. I don't even know what Frost does. Frost? Frost champions gain ability power and attack damage the first few enemies to die. Become allied ice soldiers, which lure enemy attacks if they are within range and targeting. Oh, interesting. Vanguard and Hunter? Huh. Yeah, we'll try it. Whatever. Anyway, so anyway, building up to DragonCon, I'm putting all these cosplays together, and also, I failed to mention, I got a new job at a new company about a month ago, just over a month ago. It was August 5th, and so the training is very intense. It's very long. I'm still technically in training, and so the first couple weeks, it's like that's all I was doing is sitting in like a little gray box at work, this little like windowless room, sitting at a computer and just doing these online trainings for weeks, and then started doing like some shadowing of my other reps and sales reps, and I was like, so I'm doing that, and it's like it's a bit overwhelming because it's an industry that I've never worked in before. And so it's like I'm trying to focus on that while also in my free time trying to like get ready for DragonCon, and which now that I moved, I am a lot farther away from DragonCon than I used to be. So it was a 10-hour drive by myself, which was not fun. So I finally get there. As I get to DragonCon, it is an absolute blast. I partied every single night, despite my own physical health. D, I miss you too. Oh my god. we haven't like actually talked in forever. Yeah, I thought you might have left YouTube or something. Last conversation we had was about makeup stuff. Hope you remember. Anyways, let's see. Yeah, well, so definitely not gone. Not like I definitely am I'm here. I'm sticking around. But yeah, with all the life stuff that's been going on, so like ever since the move happened at the end of June, it has just been like we'll call this a new chapter in life. And so getting used to a bit of a different lifestyle, finances, getting all that together, which is still it's a process. I keep telling myself that it'll take time, but no, between that and like getting a new job, starting the new job, training, getting used to that schedule, because I'm working a lot more than I used to at my other job. My other job, I worked part-time, which is what afforded me the time to do this. So that's why I was able to live stream so like every single day for so long, as I just had more time. I didn't have the money, but I had more time. This new job, I'm working a lot more. It's a lot more demanding, but it's a much better job than I've had in the past. So anyway, training for that has been intense, and I'm still in training. So I went to DragonCon, and I partied so hard that I got COVID. Yeah. So as soon as DragonCon was done, I had a 10-hour drive home, and I did it all in one shot. I didn't leave the convention until probably 4 or 5 p.m. That Monday of Labor Day, and I drove. I ended up having to stop at one point. I took like I stopped in the backside of a hotel, fell asleep in my car for like an hour, woke up and just started driving again. And I had considered, like, I'd given myself the leeway to get a hotel room that night because I usually don't. I usually push through and just drive the night. So I was like, if I'm feeling really out of it, I was like, I don't want it to be dangerous. I don't want to be like driving too tired. So let me just like, if I have to, I'll get a hotel. Well, I ended up just driving through the night because I pounded a monster, and I like never have caffeine, and so it on the rare occasions that I do, it's very effective. And boy howdy was it effective. Because, so I saved it for that emergency. So, because I was still pretty tired, because, partying for 5 days straight. But the monster really kicked into high gear, drove through the night, got back at probably 4 in the morning. And I was really starting to feel it. Like, I thought it was just, like, my body was just, like, physically exhausted from so much, like, being so active for 5 days. The very next day, I was smart enough to get the following day off from work before I went back. Because I would know I'm going to need it. Like, I knew I was going to need it. I always need a day of recovery after DragonCon. Well, it was more than that, because that was the first day of my symptoms. I was starting to feel the fatigue a little bit, and like the headache set in. I'm like, man, I just can't shake this headache. I'm just tired. Like, just that post-con, just like, ugh, I was down. Well, the very next day, I was supposed to go back to work. I got up in the morning. I'm like, this is not good. I took my temperature. I'm like, I'm running a fever. It could just be like I just woke up or I just taken like a hot shower. I was like, well, maybe I'll try it. Got up, got ready for work, and I was like, man, this sucks. I feel tired. I have a headache. I put on a mask, like just in case, and I go to work, and I was like, by the time I got to work, oh boy, I walked in the door. My manager was like there to, was right there in the door when I walked in. I just looked at him. I was like, yo, I don't think I need to be here. Like, I think I need to go home. He's like, and like right at that moment, like a big nasty cough came out. He's like, oh no. It's like, you go. We don't like you. You're good. You're still in training, so we don't like need you here. So it's like, go do what you got to do. I'm like, cool. Immediately went to urgent care and got a COVID test because it was like urgent care was like right across the parking lot from my work. And sure enough, I'm like, oh, well, I lasted 4 years without getting COVID. I had a good run. Rest in peace, me. But speaking of cough, the one thing, like, I'd been COVID clear for a week, at least a week. And so, like, I'm past contagious and all that. I'm back to normal, thank goodness. Because, like, those symptoms, let me tell you, they came in pairs. And it was like, they would stick around for like a day, maybe two. And then it's like, so those symptoms would be there for 2 days, and by the time they started to wane, 2 more symptoms would come in. So it's like the headache and the body aches, like the headache and the fever were the first thing, and then both of those started to subside. And as soon as those started to go away, the exhaustion and the fatigue really set in, along with the body aches. So I couldn't sleep. I just was uncomfortable the entire time. It's awful. I had no energy to do anything for days. And then it's like those went away. And then it's like the cough and the sore throat came in. It was like, oh my goodness. Like, it was awful. And what a terrible feeling. Luckily, it wasn't bad enough to where I had to take serious meds or anything. So I've got some over-the-counter Tylenol, 325 milligram little Tylenol tablets, which most people would say is not very much, which it's not. But I take medication so rarely, take pain meds so rarely that just like the caffeine, it has a lot of effect for me. So I'm sick right now, and it feels really miserable. I'm so sorry. Oh no, I hope it's not COVID, because that sure sucks. But yeah, I hope it's not COVID. Yeah, that's a terrible feeling. Whatever it is, I hope you get over it real fast. I'm not even playing this game. I'm glad it's not on a timer. Okay, so I got 2 Vanguards out there. What do they do? 10% durability while shielded. Combat start. And a 50% gain in shield for a percent of max health for 10 seconds. Okay, sure, why not? So anyway, while I was at DragonCon for at least several days, the first several days, I managed to actually stick to my workout routine while I was at DragonCon for the most part. Some of it was a little simplified because I didn't have my regular equipment, but I still worked out. But by the time I was getting to the end of the DragonCon, wasn't able, didn't have time and no energy left because, it's DragonCon. I was partying. So I stopped my regular workout routine by that following Monday, and then I got COVID, and then I had to take the entire week off of exercise, which is heresy in my mind. I couldn't stand that. It was terrible. I felt like mentally I felt terrible. Like I just blech. But I got through it. And so basically, as soon as I was cleared by my doctor to go back to work, I had this pre-planned work trip. It was part of my like capstone for training at work, and so like this has been scheduled for like over a month, and I was like, oh no, am I going to miss this? This is going to be bad. I didn't miss it. I got cleared with just enough time to where I was able to go to the training event, and it was so I had to drive up to New Jersey. So as soon as I started getting a little bit of energy back, I had to get in the car again, and it was another 4-hour trip to New Jersey. So drove up there and spent the day, the next several days. So I left on Monday, came back on this last Thursday night. So I was up there for I was basically gone for another 4 days. And that was super high. My energy finally came back. And so I went to this training like super energetic, super loud, super just like everything, like way high energy. I was like, it felt great. And so I went from super high social, like everything being crazy social at DragonCon, to as soon as I got done with that, I went from all the social activity to zero because I completely isolated for days. It was like complete social isolation for like 5 days from COVID. And then as soon as I was cleared, immediately back up to being like peak social high energy behavior. And then I finally came back, and I'm like, and now I'm kind of back at my regular work schedule where I'm basically shadowing people all day long. So it's like, it's not too bad, but like, whew, it's been a roller coaster for the last few weeks. Yikes. Like I was out of my actual work. Like I hadn't gone back to my actual workplace for almost 3 weeks. I'm like, how did I get away with that? Like, kind of amazed myself. Hey, what am I even building here? Tiny champion duplicators that for only one cost champion? Okay. What do I do this? Why try this? Yeah, sure, why not? We'll build a defensive item on him. Cool. I don't know how well this is gonna do, but we're gonna try it. Extrovert to introvert in minutes. It was bad. Like, you want to talk about like social whiplash. And I do have I think this is hilarious if I can find it. I have this roll of police tape. Or like quarantine tape. I have had this roll of tape for at least 15 years, probably more than 15 years. A friend gave it to me a long time ago. And so it's like the yellow caution tape, but it says zombie outbreak zone. And yeah, it's this big caution zombie outbreak zone. So I have had this giant roll of caution tape for so long. So whenever I get sick, which is very rare occasion, I've only used this like in the decade and a half plus that I've had it. I've only used it maybe 4 times. And so I busted it out since I'm in a house with some other people. And so I busted it out and I had it like crossed over my bedroom door for the entire time I was quarantined. Which also, let me say, the quarantine really sucked. Because since I had just gotten back from DragonCon, I hadn't obviously been to the store, been to the grocery store in like at least a week. And my food stores that I keep here in my bedroom were starting to deplete, which was not good. And also, I have some stuff in our kitchen downstairs, but I just got diagnosed with COVID, and I'm like, I am quarantined. I don't want anyone else in the house to get it. So, like, I can't go down to the kitchen. So, like, oh no. So I survived off of like protein bars and what little food I had in my bedroom, left over from DragonCon for like a week. Thank goodness my Huel powder is up here because I love my Huel powder, and like my protein powders and my supplements and stuff. So I attribute my quick-ish recovery to the fact that I was still at least I still at least had my like nutritional stuff up here, albeit though not the most appetizing food. All I wanted all week long was like rice and eggs. I'm like, that's all I want is rice and eggs, and it was downstairs in the kitchen. I was like, I can't go cook. Sorry, I'm like missing the chat. I was like, I have an angry kitty as I'm watching my roommate's cats and they need attention. Oh. Oh, okay. So Survivor 6, you just got some weird allergies. Oh, boo. Well, it's a changing of the season, so I've noticed it's starting to hit a lot of people here where I'm at because it's starting to get cooler at night. It's starting to get pretty cool at night, so people's like allergies are getting kind of weird. So people are getting sick because the fluctuations. So totally get that. I hope I hope you continue to feel all right. We're just gonna let this play out. My cat scratching my mattress and pillow. What? Why is your cat scratching your mattress and pillow? Is it like, are they doing like the kneading thing with their claws? Because I always find that adorable. I had a cat for a very brief time, years and years ago. And she would do that with a specific blanket. It was this really fluffy blanket. And she just loved to like knead her claws on it. It was so cute. Come on, somebody kill this poppy. Please kill the poppy. Okay. It'd be living hell for you. First time I got it was awful. I had a few times since and it still sucks, but the symptoms weren't as bad. Well, that's good to hear. Well, my roommate, my roommate actually ended up getting it. She has had it before, unfortunately. But she got off really easy. It was like mild symptoms, and it only came in for like a couple days. Well, unfortunately, she got it right as I was leaving for my trip, my trip to Jersey. So it's like, man, I came in like a hurricane, gave you COVID, and then left as soon as you got sick. Like, I feel like a bad person. But no, by the time I got back just like a few days later, she's like, yeah, I'm already over it. It was fine. I was like, wow, that's. I wish mine had gone over that easily. Mine was awful. So completed items left on your bench for 4 rounds transformed into support anvils. No. After 8 player counts, gain artifact anvil. Maybe. 1 of 4 support items. No. Gain a random item component at the start of the next 2 rounds, including this round. Omnivamp probably be really good. Yeah, Omnivamp. Oh, look at that. Wait, who do I have? Vanguards. I do have Vanguards. Okay, cool. Oh, God, I remember this one. I've tried this one before, and this item that he has gives him crit chance. So, yeah, critical strike chance. He's got 100%, so he's guaranteed to crit every time, including his abilities. I hate that. I really hate that. Shoot. Okay, well, actually, that'd be perfect for him. Can we? What are we doing here? Let me go ahead and put another one out. Okay, let's see how this goes. But yeah, so this was my first time getting COVID. I'm sorry you've had it multiple times, D. I'm so sorry. But yeah, this was definitely my first time getting it, and it just sucks. Like, how draining. Yes, we won. Oh man, that was close. The crime scene, yeah, the crime tape. I love that crime tape. I love the zombie apocalypse crime tape, or the zombie Sorry, the zombie quarantine. So, for those who just stepped in, because I see Azura, welcome back! Shit, hey girl! Woo! Welcome back! Sorry, I'm like screaming into the microphone. But yeah, I was just saying, like, when I had COVID, like a week and a half ago, I had this all over my door. This is, my bedroom door is a zombie outbreak zone. Caution. I've had this tape. I have had this roll of tape. I've had it completely blocking off my door, and I've got like a double door for my bedroom. Yeah, I've had this roll of tape for at least 15 years, and I only break it out whenever I get sick, which is very, very rare. So I've only used this like 4 times in the 15 plus years that I've had it. Yeah, a friend gave this to me. A friend, like, when I was younger, a friend of mine, one of my closest friends from childhood, he had given me this like this like novelty like zombie kit thing, zombie outbreak kit thing, and that's the only thing. I think that and a sticker. I've got a sticker up here on my desk. You can't see. Is the only 2 things that over the years has survived, has stuck with me because it's like it's just so good. But yeah, it's whew, that was a time. COVID was a time. And then, like, so the one thing that has remained is this, like, obnoxious cough. It's like mostly a dry cough. But it still gets, like, a little rough every once in a while. Like, it sounds like a wet cough, which sounds really gross. Just swear, I'm doctor cleared. Like, I'm not contagious anymore. But some people have been telling me that, like, yeah, I had COVID and I had a cough for the next 2 months. I was like, please don't stick around that long, because it sounds terrible. Especially because I'm working in a sales position, a forward-facing sales position. Like, it does not sound good if I'm coughing right in front of the customer. I really feel bad for you. Hey, no, don't feel bad. It was bound to happen eventually. Especially as reckless as I was at DragonCon this year. Let me tell you, I had a good old time. If the worst part of what I got out of DragonCon this year was just COVID, I think I lucked out pretty well. If that's any indication. Let me just say that I had. I'm gonna put this out there. I had my tongue in too many pretty people's mouths, to have walked away unscathed. I think I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna let that linger for a minute. The parties were awesome. And I had some friends that assisted me in having a good time. We'll say that much. They brought things that were not alcohol. I'm not condemning myself, nor am I condoning the use of certain substances. But I may have more than indulged. It was a good old time. Oh, I had a good old time. Anyway. Let's see. Your cat's playing. So she's playing because I'm not giving her favorite toy. She makes a lot of noise. Oh. Oh, she's mad at you. Oh. I'd be mad at you if you were withholding my favorite toy. Jeez. I'd probably be pouty and make noise. I mean, I'm pouty and make noise all the time anyway. That's just kind of how I am, my personality. Azura, it is so good to see you again. Oh my god. Missed you. Hope things have been good. You missed all the story time, so I went. I just the brief version of it. And for Heather of the Wood, Heather, welcome back. Oh my god, join the motherfucking chat. Glad you're doing better. Hope you're recovering well. Yeah, obviously I still have this little lingering cough, but overall doing great. Almost back to normal. let me tell you, I am super crazy sore. After taking a week off of exercise from COVID and then trying to hop right back into my regular schedule, oh boy, was that a bad idea. Well, not a bad idea. I mean, it was good. But like, oh wow, am I sore? I am so sore. My legs have been so sore all week long. It's just like, girl out here to living her best life. Yo, I hit 35 and apparently I just went immediate hoe phase. It's been wild. The TLDR version, for those of you who missed it, I started a new job a month ago. Been in training. And then I immediately went, as like, been in training, building cosplay in my free time. Went to DragonCon, had an amazing time, was super social for like 6 full days. Immediately got COVID as soon as I got back, and I went into complete social isolation for 5 days. And so like all the social interaction to zero social interaction, and then as soon as I was cleared from COVID, I had to go on a work trip for training for 4 days. So immediately super social again, and now I'm back. And like back on like a moderately regular work schedule, and wow, so it's finally starting to like balance out. But it was just like up and down and up and down, and up. It was wild. It was like the most social I've been in a long time, and it was well probably since literally a year ago this time, because DragonCon does this to me. It pulls me out of my shell. It's crazy. Yeah, so I go from like super antisocial and just like head down, focused on the gym, and like gym is my life. And then all of a sudden DragonCon happens, and then I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna be a social butterfly and be completely like unequipped because my social muscle is like has not been worked. And so like I do not have that social muscle memory, if you will. So I just went out and was awkward, and it worked, and it was great. I had a wonderful time. Oh, hunters, hunters, hunters. We have hunters. What? Let's throw another one out there. 'Cause hunters, why not? Trusha hates sharing me. Oh, that's her. Oh, she does hate sharing you. I do remember that. Like even when I was there, she was real sus of me. Trusha's adorable though. She's so little. Like it's so cute. It's like she's so tiny, yet she is so fierce. Could say you fared better than my old boss did with COVID. Oh, what happened to your old boss? Now I'm curious. It's like my stint with COVID lasted about, let's hear, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, roughly about 5 to 6 days. By the 6th day, I was pretty much back to normal. Well, just about entirely back to normal. Like at that point, I'd been COVID cleared by my doctor, but like it still sucked. Let's see here. What can I make? I can make frost? Yeah. Okay, maybe. Well. So wait, what is it? Okay, taking second ability power? Oh, yeah, well, we can go ahead and... Oh, I don't have the pieces for it. Duh. Tactician's... Whoa, what is this? What is Tactician's Cape? What is this? This is a new item! Oh my god, what is this? Team gains +1 maximum team size. 10% chance of 1 goal. What? Okay. Okay, I wonder how you get that item. I wonder if that's like a special thing. Anyway. kissing addiction, not good. Yo, kissing addiction, put me in the right context, and I'm okay with that. Because a lot of, I don't know if it was, I don't know if it was just because I was feeling really good, or if it was the fact that there truly were just a lot of very pretty people at this, at the a couple of the parties that I was at, which I like to believe that there were. Or maybe it was just the influence of other things coursing through my body that made me think everybody was super pretty. Who knows? It could have been a mix of the three. Yeah. So a lot of people that were also having a very good time and very receptive to my advances, and it was a lot of fun. It's just parties, yo. Parties at DragonCon. They are their own separate beasts, and people are just there to have a good time, and have a good time we did. Whoo! Sounds like it was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. Oh my god. DragonCon every year is absolutely worth it. I've never had a bad experience at DragonCon. It's all like it's just it's all been good. And it's just like I get there and somehow I managed to like push my body past its like realistic limits. I have no idea how. Cuz I'm just like by the end of it, by the third or fourth day, just like my calves hurt, my feet hurt, my legs, everything hurts, but it's like, it's still time to party. Like, we're just getting ramped up. This is how I take life. All gas, no brakes, let's go! Still found myself partying on the 5th night of DragonCon, of which I found an awesome room party that happens on the 40th floor of one of the hotels. You know, there was a guy that was like hanging on me all night long. I'd never had this happen to me before. Like, this guy was like really into me to the point where he was like showing me off at the party. He was like one of the hosts of the party too, and he was like every chance he got, he was like showing me off. I was like, this is really weird. Like, I have never had this kind of attention before. It was wild. It was fun. Not gonna lie, he was a looker himself, too. Just throwing that out there. He's also another streamer. He streams World of Warcraft over on Twitch. So glad you're being social more. I am. It is. Look, I'll tell you, this is the time of the year that I'm usually like wrapped up in conventions because a lot of conventions happen in the fall. Unfortunately, the usual ones that I go to are back in North Carolina. So I won't be going back to those this year. Excuse me. Sorry if I keep like leading away to cough. This lingering cough from COVID is just destroying me. But yeah, anyway, what was I saying? Where was I going? Oh yeah. So the two other things that I usually like to attend in the fall. Number one being North Carolina, the Carolina Ren Fair. I will not be attending that this year. All of my friends that used to live in North Carolina, that I would go to the fair with every year, we'd always split a hotel, and we'd attend the fair because it was within 2 hours of us. Like a 2-hour drive, 2.5-hour drive. So we'd go out, get like a hotel for the night, attend the fair, and drive home. Well, all of those people are gone. Like all 4 members of my group have all left North Carolina. So somebody moved to South Carolina. Another couple, the couple that was part of our group, they moved to Michigan, and I moved up to Maryland. So it's like we mass exodus of North Carolina apparently. So yeah, unfortunately, I will most likely, unless something random happens where I, 1, have a weekend away from work where I can go and attend, and 2, a group of friends invites me down to, to stay with them. Unless that happens, then I will not be attending NC Run Fest this year, which is unfortunate. or Carolina Ren Fair, I think this is what it's called. Which, if you ever have a chance to go, if anybody lives remotely near that area, so the Carolina Ren Fair, it's in a town just north of Charlotte, so right around the Charlotte, North Carolina area. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool. It's a big, huge, it's a huge permanent settlement. So it's not like a bunch of tents they set up for the fair and then come back next year. No, it is a permanent year-round settlement. It's really cool. But that and the other one that I really like to attend in the fall was a smaller convention. It was Bull City Comic-Con in Durham, North Carolina. That's for a smaller con. It's actually a really cool venue. Like, they do a really good job of it. And especially they do a really nice job of highlighting cosplay stuff without feeling like super exclusionary. Like they have their the craftsmanship competition, which is like the big one with all the prizes. But they also have a cosplay showcase because it's a smaller con. They can get away with this. So it's like anybody who wants to be in the showcase, you're just in the showcase. You just show up and get in line, and you just walk across. They have an announcer guy who just like as you go up, you tell him this game will end in 5 minutes if you don't take any additional actions. Oh God, I keep taking so much time that it's like the game's warning me. Anyway, yeah, they're just like this announcer guy will just say like, hey, this is this character, and you get your 5 seconds of fame. It is really cool. I really like the way that, I've always loved the way they did that. Because the very first time, years and years ago, the very first time I cosplayed, I got to do that, and it felt really good to just be acknowledged and appreciated. That's just kind of a neat thing. And because they're still a smaller con, they still get to do that. Because otherwise, like, some of these, like, either newer cosplayers or, like, the kids, because they do have the kids go up first, it's, like, a lot of times, like, you can go to a convention and like, no one will recognize your cosplay, or you don't really get, like, people who otherwise normally wouldn't see you get a chance to see you in your cosplay, and it feels good when you put the effort in like that, like, to be recognized, so. But I will miss that con. I've been going to that one for a long time, and it's always a good staple. It's a good one. KL! Oh my God, I didn't even say hello. KL, welcome in. It's been so long. I'm so sorry. I have this, like, wicked cough. Still recovering from COVID. This is the last remnants is this cough. And I cannot seem to shake it. And I'm wrapped up in this mic stand and cable. I'm trying to eat this protein Pop-Tart. Daniel, you're here too! Hi, hello! Let's say, this is Survivor 6. I gotta go, really want to stay, but I have an appointment with doctor, so I need to get ready now. Good time playing, bye-bye! Survivor 6, bye-bye! It was so good to see you, thank you for stopping in! Really appreciate you, I really appreciate everybody stopping in. I know it's been a while, so it's just like, to see everybody's names pop up again, it's like, oh my God, it's so exciting to see everybody. Having a group does help your social battery. Yes, it does. And let me tell you, I have cultivated an insane group of amazing people when I go down to especially DragonCon. Oh boy, because it has got to the point of I call it the point of DragonCon saturation, where I go down there and I have so many friends from so many different places that are all attending, and some of them know each other, some of them don't. And they're all like full groups of friends in different places, and they're all like, hey, you should come hang out with us. Hey, you gonna come party with us? And it's like, so many people in so many different places. And then I go down there and I was like, and then I randomly, like at a convention of 80,000 people, or 75, I think were the numbers this year, 75,000 people spread across a large portion of Atlanta. And I just, like, randomly run into, like, people that I know. Like, that is the point of DragonCon saturation. Like, literally on the first day, I've got an elevator going up to my hotel room. And it just so happened, like, we all pack into elevators. There's so many people, you, like, pack into elevators like sardines. And this guy walks in. I was like, no way. I just, like, screamed out. I was like, no way. It's like, and he turns around. It's like, I called him out. I called him out because he was dressed as Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. He turns around, and he's like, no. And everyone in the elevator, or somebody in the elevator next to me was like, oh, do you know him? It's like, obviously you know him. And I look over. The doors of the elevator have shut. And I just... this is the only way I knew him, because I only met him the year prior. And I just, like, yelled out. I'm like, yeah, that's my dealer. He's not actually a dealer. It was like a running joke. He's like, please. He's just looking at me like, shush, please don't say that. It's like, please don't scream that out. Just like randomly happened to run into him. We did not coordinate it at all. It was like 80,000, almost 80,000 people. And it was like, we just happened to run into each other. Like, this is the reason I come to DragonCon. Like, the people are great. Alright, who's doing work? Oh, Namzi's doing work. What can I give to Namzi? Oh, he runs off of damage. Hello. Wait, who's doing this? Is Twitch doing the most damage? Twitch is doing the most damage. Okay, cool. So what other stuff should... not great. Not a great selection of items at the moment. What if I just... Oh... Not what I was hoping for. Not terrible, but not what I was really hoping for. What do you do? I mean, that could be good. No, because nobody on my team's doing magic damage, so that's... Yeah, nobody on my team's doing... Yeesh. We're just going to give you that for now, and we're going to call that good. Okay, cool. So yeah, having a group does help your social battery. Absolutely. You know, I realize that, like, the older I get, the more I'm starting to think, like, I always considered myself an introvert, like, all my life, and I was like, maybe I actually am an extrovert. And I was just like, an extrovert with introverted tendencies. And also just like, like I'm an extrovert, but like didn't have opportunities to be an extrovert. So I always thought I was introverted. But when presented with opportunities like DragonCon, I just like go nuts for like 5 days. And it feels so good and it is so much fun. Items do they have? Corrupt vampires? Oh, that's not okay. Yikes. I need to start using these. Ooh, another Vanguard. How close am I? Oh. Wait, who's doing more damage? Kog'Maw and Namzi are doing about the same. So we're just gonna go ahead and replace Namzi so we get the 4 Vanguard. That'll work, yeah. That'll do. Okay, cool. That'll do. Maryland Ren Fair is amazing too, and apparently will be going on for a while. Similar setup to what you described. Yeah, so I just heard about it the other day. I have never been. No one I know around here is going, so I'm like, I don't want to go by myself. Albeit I still could go by myself and have a wonderful time. Nothing's stopping me there. Never stopped me in the past. But, yeah, I just, I also, since I've had so much time off of work lately, I think it's going on, like, right now. But yeah, since I've had so much time off of work lately, I really don't want to push it. Because, like, I'm still new at my job. And I want to, make sure that, it doesn't look like I'm just taking advantage and just, like, not being there. Because, like, being in training, like, I still kind of want to be there, Like, I'm trying to learn the job as fast as I can, and it's a tough position to learn, so I'm like, it looks bad if I'm just taking all this time. Like, sign on to this company, go through a couple weeks of training, and then just take a bajillion days of time off. Like, that doesn't look good. Yeah, if I had some people that I knew were going to the Maryland Renaissance Fair, 100%, I'd probably go. Look, I've got pirate stuff at the ready. There is a big old pirate hat right in that, like, right behind that closet door right there. Like, it is ready to go. I love my pirate costume. Okay, gonna find out how we do here. It's by Fenton BDSM dealer. You know what's funny? It was neither. He hooks me up, but with neither of those two things. But I'm gonna be honest. If he was doing something with BDSM stuff, I probably wouldn't tell him no. And we're just gonna not clip that. So we're not gonna clip that, the fact that I said that, please and thank you. I can't use it on him, can I? Nope, I sure can't. Huh. Is he still rank 1? He is. Wow. We're gonna change that, and we're gonna change that. Cool. Ooh, items. Ooh, here we go. Randuin's Omen. Your army magic resists to the holder and adjacent allies. Okay, that could be really good. Eternal Flame, while the holder's alive, all enemies 33% wounded and allies gain 8% damage amp. Just every 5 seconds. Whoa. What? 200 health and 50% omni to the holder and allies within 1 hex in the same row. Yeah, it's okay. Team gains 5% damage amp each. Taking the holders alive, your team gains additional 1%. Up to a total of 20%. What? What? Wounded. Okay. Oh, yes. Please. We're doing that, and we're giving that to... sure, why not? Sure. Ooh, okay. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. Glad you're feeling better and back. What happened, Kenzie? So you got you sick, been busy here at Boeing. All the striking going on. Oh no. Buying a 2006 Explorer tomorrow. Need a backup car. Yo, a backup car? Oh, speaking of, my car just got hit yesterday. One of my customers at work. It was driving an SUV that obviously he doesn't know how to drive. Went to back out of his spot and was turning as he came out and scraped the side of my car. What a wonderful day that was. So that just happened yesterday. But it's good to see you better. Sounds like you had a blast. Oh, KL, you have no idea, my friend. Oh, I always have a good time. It's a funny story. Everybody needs social funny story. Everybody needs social interaction, and work is a terrible social interaction. Who knew? Alice, welcome. Oh my goodness. Hi, outside my dad's house is cool, freaking cold. Cold? Oh, it's a lot of rain. Alice is here. Yo! Did I see your comment about me streaming? Yes, I did. Work can be terrible. The Boeing workers on strike can be a handful. There was some fighting at the Renton plant, and where I'm at the parts distribution center, I had a couple of words with the strikers. Some of their vehicles were blocking the entrance and exit of the facility, and I had to bring it to their attention. They weren't allowed to do that. Some of them got butthurt. Mad. Oh. Had a verbal confrontation, reported to my supervisors and the plant manager. Yikes! Oh. I'm so sorry that's going on, Daniel. That's terrible. That's terrible for like everybody involved at that point. Like that really sucks. I'm sorry, because I know that's a lot to take in with a strike. It's like there's a lot like walking that fine line during a strike can be really tough. Like I totally understand. So I hope everything works out, and I hope everything's good. Okay, we are transferring some items here. So we can do this, and we can... Yeah, sure, why not? We'll do this. And you can have this back. Cool, so we still got damage in the back row. Nice. Oh, here we go. Jinx is about to carry me. Took my wife to Puerto Rico for our honeymoon this past August. That's awesome. Oh man, Puerto Rico? I've never been to Puerto Rico. I've been out of the country, but I've never been to like resort type places, like resort islands. I went to like Berlin for a summer, Berlin, Germany. Like that was cool. That was one of my favorite experiences. I've been to Canada a couple times. It's mainly for work purposes, but we had a lot of time to like kind of explore the area and get to know places, you know, like actually enjoy ourselves. That was back in my military days. Berlin was when I was getting my degree. I was studying abroad. That was really cool. I'd love to do that again. I'd love to go over to... I would love to go purely for vacation purposes. I'd love to go back to several different parts of Europe. So like... wow, I just like blanked here. Belgium. I'd love to go to Belgium. Maybe Hungary if it's safe. I would love to go to Ireland, but more than anything, and I know this isn't Europe, I'd love to go to New Zealand. And I would say Australia, but like everything in Australia wants to kill me, so maybe not. Ironically, like, the safest part of Australia is the people. All of nature wants to kill me over there. Whereas if I go to certain countries in Europe, the most dangerous thing are the people. Because being trans in certain countries is not a good thing. Alright, where am I at? What do I... I could really put out... Okay. Another hunter. Boop. More damage. More damage, yes please. Well, I'm really taking my time with this game, aren't I? Oh, we need to kill that back row. They are starting to attack very quickly. They are stacking up a lot. That was getting a little intimidating. They all had ramping attack speed. It's like, please kill them fast. Dynamic duo burns bright. Is this Shen and Akali? All of Akali's designs are so cool. I just love her character design. Like, this is probably one of my least favorite of her, like, skins. But it's still cool. My favorite part of Europe? I mean, I stayed in Germany pretty much the entire time. And this was like 8 years ago. But that's a tough call because I had several really cool instances. I was there for 2 months. I did get to go to a Renaissance fair, a German Renaissance fair. It was really dope. Didn't really know much what was going on because I didn't speak much of the language. I was there to study the language, and I was terrible at it. Don't ask me to speak any now because I don't remember a lick of it 8 years later. But at the time, it was just awesome to be there. You know, I think I still have some pictures somewhere of me holding an owl. This huge, beautiful owl. Like, they gave you the gloves so you could hold it. It was so cool. And I could you could pet the owl. Like, they're so soft. Their feathers are so soft. It's wild. Owls are so cool. I still have, they're in storage right now, but I have, like, a couple of, like, mugs and, like, ceramic mugs and stuff that I had gotten, like, souvenirs from the Renaissance Fair, when I was there. But, there was, what else was there? Oh, there was the one time I made friends with this Italian guy, because I was at an international school to learn the language. And so there were people from all over the world at the school. And this one dude from Italy, like, we became real good friends. And he and I went out one night. It was just like a Tuesday night. It's like, yeah, let's go get a drink, because I was, like, socially acceptable there. And it was, like, summertime, so it was, like, a beautiful night, downtown Berlin. And, you know, we're out on this patio drinking. Not, like, anything intense. When a bunch of people came by, we just happened to take notes. Like, this huge crowd of people came by in this, like, big, like, open public square. And there were some very pretty girls. And this Italian guy, he was, like, young, tall, super handsome, and just, like, had that, like, stereotypically, like, handsome Italian, like, look to him. And he was super charismatic, way more than I was, especially at the time. And he just goes up to these people and just like, yo, what's going on? It's like, what are y'all out doing? And they're like, yeah, it's a bar crawl across Berlin. Next thing I know, we are part of this bar crawl. So next thing I know, we're part of this bar crawl, and we are going to all these different bars all over town. I mean, we're getting on the subway, traveling all over town, like, with this huge crew of people. And it eventually got to the point where it was, like, super duper late. Like, I'm talking, like, 6:30 in the morning, 6:30, maybe 7 in the morning. We are still out, and I finally said to the guys, like, look, I have got to go to bed. Or, like, we've got to stop at some point. Because it was at this point, a Wednesday morning. I was like, yo, my friend, we got 3 hours of class that starts at 9. So, like, it's almost 7 in the morning. We gotta go, like, I gotta go home and shower. And I was like, normally, that doesn't sound like that detrimental of a statement. It's like, oh, you got, like 2.5 hours to get home, shower, and get moving. Well, the problem was, we didn't know where we were! We were both in some city that neither of us were from there. Neither of us had any grasp on the language. And we had been following this bar crawl all night long to so many different places that we lost track of where we were. It's like, that's problematic. It took at least an hour and a half to get home. So at that point, it's about 8, maybe a little after 8. I take the fastest shower, get dressed, get back on the train to get across town again and just barely got to class on time. I don't remember if he got to class on time that day. I don't think he did. I think he showed up late, but like that was one of the hardest sessions of class I'd ever sat through. It was like a night of I didn't get like hammered drunk or anything, but I was like I was drunk enough and then not sleeping at all, and then having to go to sit in a classroom for 3 hours trying to focus on learning this language I had no idea how to speak. Oh, that's a story to tell. It was great though. Wouldn't miss that. Well, I wouldn't give that story up for the world. Also, Alice, congratulations. August 21st was your 1 year HRT anniversary. Congrats! Woo! HRT anniversary! Oh god, my backline is my backline's getting wrecked. Hello. Oh, she's changed targets. Please no! No! Yes! Okay, I was like made me a little nervous there. Cause I can't lose another round. I only have 1 heart left. Which actually isn't a terrible thing because this isn't going to be a very long stream tonight. I do have to go to bed soon. So I'm just like finishing up my... it's like a protein pastry and I consider it my dessert. So I'm going to finish this and I'm going to get ready for bed. Because guess who goes back to a regular day job tomorrow with a 9-hour shift? Woo! Congrats 1 year. Woohoo, let's go! Right on. Look at that, Alice. You see, you got all kinds of supporters in here. We're here for you. That's what I love about y'all. It's like this little community we got going on here. All super supportive. I love you guys. I love y'all. Guys, girls, NBs, anywhere in between. Love y'all. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, got a little nervous on that one. Alright, whenever one of your allies dies, team heals for 9% of the max health. No, thank you. No. When a unit dies... Unit, 10% stacking attack speed. First time you activate 7 non-unique traits for 1 combat. Gain 6 random elements. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't build that at this point. But I can do a spot inspiring epitaph. That sounds kind of neat. I feel like that could work. Ooh, big boy Nasus. Don't really have much to give him. Okay. Oh. Yeah, we can survive this one. We can totally survive it. Famous last words. Oh. Oh boy. Please. Must kill faster. Please kill faster. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. Come on, he's almost there. Come on, Twitch. No! Oh, it was so close. I should have spent the gold. Could have got the extra hunter out there. That would have done it. Oh, well. Oh, well. We survived a pretty good amount of time. I mean, granted, it seemed like a long time on account of the fact that it took forever in between rounds because I get distracted by talking. Still getting dead named by my employees. Look, I feel really bad for you, and I know that like that sucks. It's like it happens. I hope they're at least trying to do better. Like I hope they're trying to use your new name for your sake. I really hope they are. I still get like I'm at my new job, and like I still a lot of my coworkers still like call me like they'll refer to me like he, him, that kind of stuff. I was like, and they know better, and they're trying, but it's like I don't fault them for that because like especially at work, I have a little bit more masculine of an appearance, and I can't say my biggest thing is that me personally, this is what I think. Since I cannot wear a hat or bandana or anything, I cannot wear my hair in a way that I feel is more feminizing. Because my natural hairline, one of the reasons I don't ever show it is because I think it's kind of like a dead giveaway, and it kind of makes me look very, very masculine, which is why people get it confused a lot. Yeah, so at my new job, I can't wear a hat or bandana or anything like head coverings. So it's just like it works very much against me. So like I totally get that. It sucks. But granted, they only know me as by my chosen name, which is Mackenzie. So I at least have that going for me. But in terms of pronouns, it's one of those things we as trans people have to kind of just deal with. Unfortunately, it sucks. And, you know, you try and get people on board and, you know, hope that they try at the very least. Yeah, it's like you can only do so much. And it's like I say, you try, but it's what it is. You can't control other people. As much as some of us want to. Next month or the following month, moving and paying rent, getting rid of my house payment. Ooh, selling your house. Oh, that's a big step. My goodness, going back to renting. I mean, I'm a forever renter, so like that's what I prefer to do. I prefer to rent, and I've gone back and forth with people about like, you know, investing money in different, like in the stock market versus investing in a, you know, liquid or investing in assets like a house. Like there are a lot of arguments to be had about that. Me personally, what makes most sense to me and how I like to live, I prefer investing in the market and just renting and not worrying about household chores and you know, upkeep costs of not just the money but the time. So like just something I prefer. You know, that's me. I know different people, like different folks, different strokes. All for it, whatever you prefer. But yeah, renting forever, you know, forever renter. So 9 hours is rookie numbers. Yo, you're right. I'm not gonna lie. You're right. I was like, it was funny. Even at my last job, I was pulling 10 to 12 hour shifts. I didn't like it, but I did it. But like, I think the big thing about this new job that I'm at now, 9 hours seems a lot more daunting, on account of the fact that I'm like, no, a 9 hour shift seems very daunting when the entire time you are like trying to like be mentally so super focused because you're learning a new skill, that like 9 hours of hyper focus is really, really like mentally fatiguing. Good gracious, God, this cough is killing me. Someone's got. Okay, on a video today, someone said, "Guys, girls, and those more powerful." It's like guys, gals, and NB pals. That's yep, that's the one I go for. Guys, gals, and NB pals. I worked 50 hours in 4 days, making. Jesus, making t-shirts. Good lord. I can fire them if I want, but I would not. Can't you do bangs? So, the shape of my hairline, if you could see, which I'm not going to show it on camera here. Sorry. It is, well, I might be able to pull off bangs, but my hair is not great, like, right up here in the front. So, I've never been a fan of bangs. Like, I love to do, like, you've probably seen in some of my, like, if you follow my Instagram, you can see, like, I'll have it, like the side swept in the front, which, like, does really well for me, but it kind of requires some, you know, assistance with, like, a bandana or a hat. So, like, that's kind of the way I like to do it. But obviously, without it, it's tough. And I also haven't been in, I haven't been to a stylist in almost 3 years. The last time I went and got a haircut, the girl that cut my hair did such a terrible job and cut off so much length after I told her I was trying to grow it out that she, like, scarred me. And I was like, I am not going back to a stylist for a long time. I was like, I'm gonna let it grow out past the point that I'm, you know, that like my minimum requirement of where I want it. That way, when I eventually get it cut, and they inevitably cut it shorter than I want it, it'll still be long enough for me to be happy. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. MDB a lot better. Oh my god, it's Miles! What's up, dude? It is... Yo, okay. MDB Ledbetter here. We got history, yo. Of everyone in this chat, the two of us have probably the longest history. We have known each other. When did we meet? 2008, I think. We were stationed. We were Marines together. We were stationed together in the Marine Corps. Yo, and we just recently, what, in the last few weeks to a month, finally reconnected after not talking for like what, like 8 to 10 years. Let me tell you, this monster of a man. As hard as boss of your own company, renting a townhouse in a country club. Alice, what? Like, anytime someone says, like, they have anything to do with a country club, I instantly think, like, oh, you are in a rich area of town. You are rubbing shoulders with some fancy people. Because I definitely have... The only time I've ever been in a country club was when I had a job in electronics installation, and they hired me to install TVs in their country club. It's like... and run wires through their building. So I'm like, that was the only time I've ever been in a country club, just because I was the worker, I was the help. Damn, I hope you find a good stylist. I sure hope I do at some point too. 2008 sounds right, yeah. Because I think 2008 was the time that I showed up at the base. That was the time that I finally got out of training. Yo. Well, let me tell y'all, this mountain of a man here, fucking Mr. Ledbetter, just throwing back weights like you wouldn't believe. Almost as much as he used to throw back food back in the day. Sorry, I'm gonna tell a really embarrassing story about you. I hope you don't mind. Because it was like, this is like a memory that will be forever ingrained in my head. So, back in the day, there's this one time we were in the barracks. YouTube, for some reason, scrubbed the wall flip video. I think I can find it if I try really hard. Yo, if you can find that, please send that to me. Because I just, literally in the last few weeks, I was looking for it. And I thought I found the link to it, and it said that it had been taken off of YouTube. Or the owner made it private or something. It's like, I'm so disappointed because it was like, it's one of the best videos we ever made where we almost killed somebody accidentally. You're talking about the 6,000 calories you walked in? How did you know that that was the story that I was about to tell? And it was not 6,000 calories. It was more than that. And most of it was pizza and mac and cheese. One of the best. Is it still throwing back food? But here's the thing: you are lifting weights to offset it. Like, it has become fuel at this point. I'm pretty sure it wasn't you. It's like a bear going into hibernation. Oh my god, that was one of the best moments. Just like showed up at his barracks room trying to get his attention. His door was unlocked. I bust in and he is asleep on the couch because he had a couch in his barracks room because he had a room to himself. So he's got this big couch. He is passed out in this reclining couch with like one hand on his laptop with World of Warcraft still open and his left hand in a pizza box with majority of the pizza gone. He's just by himself and surrounded by boxes of mac and cheese. Like family-sized portion boxes of mac and cheese. Multiple of them. It was at least 8,000 calories. I'm sorry. I haven't got to tell that story in a long time. It was not much to that story, but it was just one of the funniest moments. Oh god. Surrounded by food on my big ass divorce couch. God, I can't stop coughing. Big ass divorce couch, and you started counting all the calories from the food wrappers. It was because that was back in the day when we both got roped into Amway for a little bit. That was back in that day, so we were we were getting the mac and cheese from the company, so like supporting our own business, quote unquote. So we just all these boxes of mac and cheese, which that mac and cheese was really good if I remember correctly. Not that I will ever try it again because I don't want to ruin that memory. Not that working for Amway was ever a good thing, but. God, yeah, that was, the barracks stories were always the best. Learning how to parkour, and by that I mean almost killing a friend, by powerbombing him onto the grass, trying to wall flip. Climbing the outside of the barracks, because we climbed up to the second floor, from the outside. Jeez, we did lots of stupid stuff in the barracks. I'm amazed we walked away as not damaged as we did. Like my body in my 30s, now in my mid 30s, my body tells me that I did a lot of things that I should not have done. That I maybe should have taken better care of myself in my early 20s, but hey, absolutely worth it. Core memories. Oh, this is also, this is also, let me say this. This is the guy that the very, very first time in my life when I got, not that I condone underage drinking at all, but when the first time I ever had hard liquor, we were at a party, we were at a house party hosted by one of our other Marines off base, and that was the first time I ever had liquor, and I had way too much of it. And so this poor guy had to drive me back to base that night. And I don't know if you remember this, but I still somehow remember that night. We got the majority of the way back to base, and we were not even a mile away from the gate. And I was like, hey, you gotta pull over, like, now. And you're like, I remember you trying to tell me, he's like, no, we just have to get back to base. I'm like, no, you need to pull this car over immediately. You pulled into the Taco Bell parking lot around the back, and I immediately jumped out, threw up behind the dumpster behind a Taco Bell. We got back in the car, and you're just like, give me your ID. I will get us through the base. Or I will get us through the gate to get on base. The first night I ever had liquor. Yo, mac and cheese is great. You just gotta be hungry. Gotta be hungry enough. Yo, mac and cheese to this day, still one of my favorite foods. I don't have it enough. I don't have enough cheese in my life. But yeah, that's, oh god. Promise I'll find that video. We were swan-like and graceful. I just remember, like, it took a while. Like, it was like years later. Somebody remixed the video, or it was like the first video was like literally just from a distance showing us like trying to help him flip, and instead just powerbombing him onto the ground. And then somebody remixed it and just had this like as soon as he hit the ground, it would let like color flashing and like dubstep music. It was awesome. Rent cost to be $1,500. $1,500's actually like I don't know what you're getting for $1,500, Alice. But like in this economy, depending on what city you're in, because you're married and you have a little one, like you got a little baby, so like the amount of space required for that, yeah, I totally understand. $1,500 is actually not that bad. Party I any story where I'm the driver's seat is like, that doesn't sound like me. You had several instances behind the wheel of a vehicle where it was not good. The party I remember is where I got hit by a car, went to get trashed at a party to make me feel better, get contacted by the new band officer for the first time, then did a parade the next day. Was that? Are you talking about when you had the motorcycle and you flipped out? You got hit by the oncoming car? Oh, let me also establish that this man is also indestructible. Supposedly. Let's see here. There was the time that that you were driving Cruda's car and went through a ditch. Not into a ditch, through a ditch. Then there's the motorcycle. So you hit the oncoming car like head on and flew over the handlebars on the motorcycle. Still so mad about that. Change direction of travel without first asserting that such movement could be made without risk. Oh, so basically an illegal lane change. You went off the road and through a ditch and got a ticket for an illegal lane change. Oh god. I don't think I ever told anybody this, and this was my hard lesson learned at a young age, when I was still active duty in the Marine Corps. I actually fell asleep. Like I said, this was a very strong wake up call for me, which is why I am now very keenly aware of when people like getting tired when driving, and how dangerous it can be. I actually fell asleep behind the wheel of a moving car. Luckily, I did not hit anybody. Nobody's hurt. But I did go off the road and immediately woke me up because I went into someone's yard, and it was kind of like a. I'm not gonna say it was like a farm, but it was like they obviously had like stuff in their front yard, and I went straight into the crops, and I was like. My like 19, I must have been like 19 or 20 years old. I was young and dumb, and so like my car wasn't damaged, thank goodness, because like I went over like a huge like bump off the side of the road and it woke me up, and I was like that scared the life out of me because like that could have ended so poorly. Luckily, nobody was there, nobody saw it. I got back on the road, my car was fine, and I never spoke of it again. And to this day, I'm just, like, paranoid. It's like, if I ever start to feel tired, even, like, remotely tired to be on the wheel of a vehicle, I immediately pull over and go to, like, take a nap. Like, I don't care where I am. I don't care what kind of time frame I'm at. Like, I have got to take a nap because, like, there's no way I'm doing anything like that again. It's like, that could have ended, like, I could have been dead. I could have been dead so fast. Motherfucker gave me a ticket for not using my blanket to go into an I hate the military complex, but also almost went into the army. My only revert I regret is stories like these. Camaraderie is amazing. It really is. That is the one thing that I pulled out of the Marine Corps. Is that, yeah, I do miss having the, like, the shenanigans, and, like, at the time, because we were in back in, like, 2008 to, like, roughly around, like, 2008, 2010. And, like, at the time, like, the LAN parties were legendary. Oh, man. Like, the so many hours put into video games, and just, like, Smash Brothers at the time was a good one. Halo 3 was, like, peak. Oh, it was so good. Oofy had a job a while back that had me coming into the office directly after working overnight 7 to 7. Oof. Sent them studies like drunk driving versus tired driving. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Like, you are, like, just as impaired while driving while tired as you are driving drunk in certain states. Or, like, in certain, like, states of mind, I mean. Looked like a mom in a dress, and I was sick with allergies. I was like, "Aw, you look like a mom in a dress. Oh, that's so cute." Alice, I'm so, like, it sounds like your transition's going well. Like, that sounds good. Like, look, you say when you put a dress on, you look like a mom. But, like, yo, congratulations. Like, that is a compliment. Me, when I try to, like, when I'm dressed in casual clothing, and I am, like, trying to do a little more femme presenting. Right now, I'm just being lazy. This is my attire when I'm at home. Literally a tank top and a bandana because I'm lazy. But, like, when I'm in, like, casual clothes going out to, like, Walmart, I just tell, it's like, what people ask, like, what's the aesthetic you're going for? I'm like, I look like a lesbian backup dancer from a Step Up movie. That's, like, the aesthetic that I have everywhere I go. It's like, if people think that I look feminine when I am dressed out, it's because they think I look like a lesbian. I mean, which they're not wrong. So, like, I mean, it gets the point across. But, like, it sure is a look. Oh yes, let's wait to react to something after a hefty debate to deserve no negative actions to occur while behind the I'm sorry. The structure of that sentence is going right over my head at the moment. I am starting to get tired. It is getting late for me, so I need to get a move on here soon. And I'm out of water, and that sucks because I keep coughing. The Guitar Hero zeitgeist while we were oh my, all of the nights when we were in the same barracks room with Cruda, and we would play with, I'm not gonna say the name of our band because that's yeah, I don't use my dead name anymore. But yeah, our rock band, like, playing Rock Band until like 3 in the morning on that amazing sound system that I had. Yo, playing Rock Band till the wee hours of the morning, and then we'd have to get up for work like 4 hours later. And it's like so many times because it gets so hot in those barracks or those tiny little barracks rooms that we had to have the door open because the AC wasn't keeping up with us. And then, like, whoever was on duty that night, whoever was the, like, on barracks duty would always come by and it's like, yo, what are y'all doing in here? And as soon as they walk by, it's just like me standing there with a microphone right in the doorway, trying my damnedest to sing, and you over there sitting there sweating your ass off on the drums. Jesus. My one-year-old baby girl is doing okay. I'm also wearing more dresses out in public. Oh, I'm so glad you're feeling more confident, Alice. That's so good to hear. Like, that's inspiring to hear that. I wish I had more opportunity to do so, but like, yeah, I have to wear a certain uniform for work, and it is what it is. I get misgendered all day long, and I'm just like, I don't really care. Butch backup dancer look, y'all. I don't do femme either. Butch's peak. Muscle mommy for the win. Yo, oh, DragonCon this year. So all of my costumes were based around, if you have not seen it, I've only posted a few pictures, but on my Instagram, if you have not seen them already, there was the Fatal Cutie Terry Bogard, which was like a last-minute addition to my cosplay lineup this year. Those shorts, I'm going to say, were scandalous that I wore. I have never worn that revealing of clothing garment in public before. That was an experience, but people loved it. It was good. So yeah, there's that one, and then the two Pokemon that I took, Jigglypuff. So Jigglypuff was one of them, and then there was a Muscle Mom Eevee. That was my other. Like, I was particularly proud of that one, because I had a friend write with a big thick marker on my biceps. One was pound and takedown was on the other one. I was like, I thought that was clever, and people ate that up. Check out the pictures over on Instagram. It's like they were mwah. Oh yeah, after my divorce I was basically military homeless, so I slept on Mackenzie and Curtis' floor for like 2 weeks to binge watching Yu Yu Hakusho. Yo, those were the days. Oh my god. Watching anime and watching classic anime like Yu Yu Hakusho and Trigun and Cowboy Bebop, and then playing Guitar Hero and Rock Band until God knows what time in the morning. Oh, Jesus. Like, you bought Guitar Hero last year. Where did you get the gear? Like, that stuff is so expensive now because you can't find it anywhere because they stopped manufacturing it. Honestly, the best time in the military for me. Yo. That was easily some of the best times in the entire, in the entire time in the service. So good. Oh, I wish I had the energy to keep doing that. I mean, granted, I was like a zombie for like, I like to think that I am still trying to catch up on sleep from the lack of sleep I had in my time in the Marine Corps. Like, I slept so little that like my body's still catching up 15 years later. God. Which is probably why I also I was terrible at our actual job. Like I was not a good trumpet player. I like to think I was like good enough. I was good enough to fool our command staff into thinking I was good. Like, I don't know how I did it. But then they also gave me like a key to our little storeroom warehouse. We had like an office supply warehouse, and I somehow got the key to that at one point. No one ever realized that there were several times where I went into that little closet, locked the door, and took a nap in the middle of the workday. No one caught it. I don't know how I got away with that. I also fell asleep in the middle of a band rehearsal once. Like, sitting up straight, just fell asleep on my instrument. And that's like, and I also got away with that one. So I was talking to Turner about that the other day. I quit trumpet after 18 years old. I was like, yeah, I was never very good. Yo, you were a lot better than I was. I was terrible. Yo, wait a minute. You are still talking to Turner. I have not talked to him since I got out of the Marine Corps. Oh, we need to get him. Like, we need to talk. That was the man. Oh, perfect vomit impression that I developed in the band hall bathroom. Yo, if we're like Turner, okay, that man's arrival at our unit probably saved my life. Because before he got there, we had... Wow, I just realized I pushed his... Hunt. I was like, I think my brain pushed that name out of recent memory. But no, Hunt was there. And I don't know if you remember, but Hunt made my life absolutely miserable. And I was so depressed and so shy at that age. Like, it was... like. When Turner showed up and, like, saved the day by taking me under his wing for a little while, and, like, that probably saved my life. It was a very dark time for me. It's like, between him and Mr. Ledbetter over here, keeping me sane by just playing video games after work. Like... those were like the two things that enabled me to wake up the next day and go back to work. He's doing great. He has kids now, which is amazing because he was always dead. He absolutely was. It's like I look back at it now when I first got introduced to him, he was 25 years old, and at the time I was like 19, and I thought, man, he's so old and mature and responsible. Like, that man was only 25. And I look back at it now, I was like, 25-year-olds are so young. But he was always dead. Like, I can only imagine he's got to be, like, the best dad ever. Sorry, I'm going way down a nostalgia rabbit hole tonight. Not what I was expecting to do tonight at all. I was just talking about DragonCon. Just talking about DragonCon and being sick as hell. And then now all of a sudden we are on to the Marine Corps nostalgia nosedive. I'll never forget Turner during the shittiest part of my divorce and going through all the nonsense of the command staff picking on me. And Turner brings me into one of the practice rooms. He goes, just remember, I don't believe this. They just have... What does it say? Remember, I don't believe this. They just have to hear it and shoot me out. Oh, shit. That was so... Like, he was so good. He knew... He was real about things. Like, he just got it. But like by the time I got to the end of my my last year in the Marine Corps, I think after you had already left, because you were in a year before me, and so you got out a year ahead of time. Like, I got, like, that's where I learned that from. He's the one that taught me that, because I had to do the same thing to another young Lance Corporal that had just got to the band, and I had to do the same thing. I was like, I have to yell at you, but also I'm gonna like actually, like, outside of this, I'm gonna help you and show you what to do. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna help you, and I'm gonna be a real person about it, not just Marine Corps yelling all the time and like lead by intimidation. No, I hated that. Hunt did that to me for years, or not years, but he did that to me for my entire first stint in the fleet in the Marine Corps, and that was nightmarish. To this day, I think about that whenever whenever I've been in a position of leadership in different jobs since then, I always think about that. I was like, how can I just help people and not be a jerk about it? Like, we can be real and just, like, be actual people. Like, ugh. So I felt about more. Showed up as a staff sergeant, platoon sergeant, in charge of the brass band. Got a wife and kid. Thought that dude was ancient. 23. Wait a minute. He was that young? Oh my god. He looked so old. Like, I've seen pictures of him since then. That man, like, trimmed out. He got in such good shape. It was incredible. Yikes. That's wild how young we were. And then now I'm just like, shit, I'm 35, and I'm probably not much more mature than I was back then. God. Look, I hit my 30s, and I willingly put myself through a second puberty, so that just shows my maturity level. Hormones are a wicked bitch, let me tell you. Wow, I try not to. I really try not to swear very much on stream, but literally just being in a chat room presence with a Marine friend immediately brings out the worst possible language in me. Thanks for that. God, I was sick last week. Last week, and my wife is my support. When you renewed your wedding vows, be on a high school softball field. I'm assuming that has that's a relevant thing for you. I don't know the story behind that, but hey, if it's meaningful to you and your wife, heck yeah, do what you gotta do. No, 23 years is old. Sorry, we are over the hill. I refuse to believe it, and especially with how I acted at DragonCon 2 weeks ago, definitely prove that I refuse to believe that. Y'all, I will say this at DragonCon a couple weeks ago. This is one of the many people that I ended up making out with in the same night. There are multiple there are a bunch of parties that happen at DragonCon. One of them is the gay party. They call it the Spectrum Party. The rainbow spectrum. So I was in that one, and at one point, like I was there with a friend, and we like stepped out of the party area into the lobby. So we're like, need some fresh air, need to go to the bathroom and like get some like water. And we're like sitting on the ground for a little bit, like just out in the lobby area. And this like random person just comes up and starts talking to me. My friend is sitting next to me, just like looking down at his phone. And at one point, he said, because we kind of recapped the night afterwards. He said, yeah, at one point I was just sitting on my phone, and next thing I know, I looked up, and you are making out with some stranger who just walked up. And I'm like, yeah, I had no idea who that was, but they came up and immediately started complimenting my biceps, which is like immediately how to get into like that. That's how to immediately flatter me. Like I'm very shallow. You compliment my looks, and like you've got me hook, line, and sinker. And like. Moments later, and he's like, yeah, I just looked up and this stranger is just making out with you. I was like, that was a good time. I never even knew their name, and I never saw them again. That's the kind of interaction I like. I don't know, maybe that's when I got COVID. Who knows? One of the many people that I kissed that night. That was the tame one. The other ones were in the party. There was just so many pretty people. At the end of the night, there was one person, and I literally had her off the ground at one point. She was little. She was adorable, absolutely adorable little thing. And literally had her off the ground. Like holding her while she was like she was like being we'll say being very receptive to the party vibes. So we're definitely over the hill. I refuse to admit it. I refuse to admit that I am over the hill. Age is but a number. It is how old you can age is but a number, and it's all in your mind. That's what I keep telling myself, at least. My lower back tells me otherwise. My lower back tells me that I was marching in boots too much in the Marine Corps 15 years ago. But my current brain tells me that no, you can still party like you were 20. Anyway, softball field my wife and I played on. We got drink jungle juice, is Everclear, Hawaiian fruit punch, and pineapple juice. Alice, you are also like at least a decade younger than I am. I'm pretty sure you are there. I'm pretty sure there is a over a decade between the two of us. But you are young. Maintain that youthfulness, because let me tell you, the older you get, the more those hangovers really start to settle in. And they really don't let go. There's a reason I stopped drinking. There's a lot of reasons I stopped drinking. That just being one of them. It just was not. The hangovers just weren't worth the partying. They weren't worth the time, the good that I got out of it anymore. So I just kind of stopped drinking. And I actually, that is one thing that I will say that I had for the first time in a long time. I tackled DragonCon sober this year, which is quite the feat, as opposed considering that DragonCon is a very alcohol heavy convention with a lot of late night activities, and so being in that environment and resisting the temptation was it was a little tough, but DragonCon brings such good people that I was never worried that I would be pressured into it. And I wasn't, and it was great. So it wasn't really that hard. Like, it was tempting at first, but overall, not bad. And I think that I'm gonna attribute that to being the reason I was able to push as hard as I could, as hard as I did this year, and go to so many parties and just be so energetic and lively the entire time. It's because I wasn't bogged down by the alcohol and just the constant hangovers and getting up and trying to renew my energy and go party and do it again the next night. So like, it really made a difference. It made such a positive impact not drinking at DragonCon, which is weird to say, because I have a very littered history of drinking at DragonCon. They call it DragonCon for a reason. That's a nickname for it. Anyway. Oh, got a little bit of Irish in you? Oh, I got you. Oh, you're 24. Okay. So there's still over a decade between us. Yeah. Enjoy your youth while you have it. This is the time of your life where go out, do things, make mistakes, enjoy your time. So that's why I keep telling people, because I've got a few people that I know that are like, they're in their 20s. They're like, oh, I'm so old and I should have a career and all this stuff. I was like, no. Speaking as someone who's gone through it, and I'm now in my 30s, I've had my ups and downs. But yo, 20s, your 20s is where you get your life experience. Like, yes, get work experience, do the things. Like, do all the things, because now you have right now you have the energy to do all the things. So while you're in your 20s, take advantage of that. Get involved with a ton of different things. Try different stuff. Try different jobs. Like, you gotta learn. Like, that's how you learn, is by just doing. Alien! Oh my god, hi! You are, I wish I could say you are catching me early, but I am getting close to wrapping it up here. My voice is starting to give out. My voice is still a little sore, and is a little tired from COVID. So if y'all couldn't tell, my voice is a little bit deeper, has been a little bit deeper all night than I usually am. And this wicked cough still won't go away. But yeah, like I said, COVID did a number on me, including my voice. But yeah, so I'm just glad to be back. It's the first time I've streamed in a while, which is great. Hopefully, now that I'm done traveling for a little bit, and not getting COVID, that hopefully maybe I can get back into a moderately regular schedule of streaming at least a few times a week. It's not going to be every day like it was earlier this year. Where the 157 days straight of streaming. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it again. Not with the job that I have now. My time wise does not afford that for the time being. But I hope that I'm gonna be I really do hope that I can kind of get back here regularly. Let's see here. Right now you have the energy to do things. As a low-energy 19-year-old that works Honda 5 to 6 days a week, I have no energy. In fact, I have to get up in about 6 hours. Oh, yikes! See, okay, here's the crazy thing about that. When I was that age, I said the same thing. I'm like, I'm always tired. And then, I would only sleep for, 4 to 6 hours a night. It's like, that's why. If you get a full night's sleep, take advantage of that. Also, you have the energy that it doesn't, even though it doesn't feel like it, you have the energy to only sleep 4 to 6 hours a night, still get up and do your job. You keep doing that in your 30s, doesn't work out nearly as well. Sobriety is wild. I'm so much better at everything. Seriously though, like, it's crazy when you stop, like, when you just, like, detach yourself from alcohol, and you don't realize how much it's holding you back. And, like, you don't realize how much is holding you back until it's completely out of your system. Like, you stop drinking, and then, like, depending on, you know, for some people who have, you know, who created a strong alcohol dependency for themselves, like, your withdrawal time can be extended. But, like, once it's out of your system and your body starts to reestablish, Jesus, what am I listening to? I hope this music's not too loud. But yeah, once that's, like, out of your system and your body starts to return to kind of like a level of homeostasis where, like, it balances out the energy levels, it is crazy, like, what you can accomplish. Like, so, like, I, in general, quit caffeine. So I don't drink coffee. I don't have any kind of, like, energy drinks, unless I'm in a dire situation where I absolutely need it and need to stay awake. So I know the caffeine will work effectively. I try to take as little drugs as I can. Drugs as in, like, prescription medications, and, like, painkillers and stuff like that. So I avoid them like the plague if I can, so my system doesn't get used to having that stuff in there. So, like, when your body is able to just function on its base level and, like, naturally return to its balanced state, it is incredible what you can accomplish. And that's what I generally recommend for everyone. Like, am I going to say stop drinking forever and, you know, never indulge? No, absolutely not. Like, I think everything in moderation like that, it's, you know, it's good to have that moderation and understand your limits. For me, my limit was very low. And it was bad, like, bad things would happen. Like, my body just didn't react well to alcohol in general. And so giving it up for me was not hard. Also, it's expensive. And I'm just going to throw that out there. But other things like recreational drugs, just, you know, like, in moderation. Like, like, you know, just keep it under control. Don't do anything stupid. Make sure you're in safe environments. Don't do heroin. Never do heroin. But, like, some of these things, some of these things are not, like, terrible. Like, I'm not gonna talk down about marijuana, because I think, you know, very, very light recreational use of marijuana for people who are, you know, at least above the age of 20, at least, would not say, like, anyway, I'm not gonna get into the details of that. But, like, moderate light use is not terrible. I never smoke, but, like, keeping it under control and, like, keeping it in moderation is key to everything. Yeah, that's really all I gotta say about that. I drink 4 days a month. My wife gets me to bed. But I hate myself tomorrow. I would usually be asleep by now, but I can't. Oh no! I should be getting ready for bed, actually. It is 10:30 my time currently. And I gotta be up early in the morning, so I have realized that I need to actually sleep. As an adult, I need a full night of sleep to function properly, so I need to go do that. I usually don't sleep much because I have to work yesterday. I was so tired today that I knocked out throughout the day, and I can't go to sleep. Oh no! When naps work against you. I love naps, don't get me wrong. I had COVID 2 weeks ago and it was bad. Yo, you had COVID about the same time as I did. It took so long to get over the post-withdrawal alcohol syndrome. Now all of a sudden mornings can be productive. Yeah, it's wild when you wake up and just like, oh, like, I actually slept well. Like I slept solidly, and for a decent amount of time, and I wake up and I don't feel like death in the morning, what is this feeling? And it's like, it's great. Sucks aliens and forcing yourself to sleep doesn't work. Yeah. It's like, I wish the best for you tonight. I hope you're able to get to sleep. I hope you're able to get like some good sleep tonight. I know I've had those nights where it's like you just can't sleep. You're just like, your mind just keeps racing. I've had those. The thing that I always do on those nights is like, I will lay there. I will force myself. They're the one thing that everybody tells you not to do is like lay there and try to force yourself, because then you're just laying in bed awake. But I always do that. It's like I will still lay down, close my eyes, and just imagine myself, like, get the most vivid picture of yourself sleeping. Like, just imagine yourself sleeping and keep that image in your head. And just, like, go through the details of just, like, oh, like, this muscle, like, go, like, do, like, a top-down, like, from the top of your head, like, all the way down, one muscle group at a time, and just, like, think about that muscle and relax it. And then move to the next one down and relax it. And it's, like, just going through that process, like, stepping one piece at a time all the way down the body, that always puts me to sleep. No matter how awake I feel, it's like, if I take the time, it takes, you know, anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, just going through slowly and relaxing every muscle group all the way down, and it feels so good. Anyway, best of luck to you. Alienate, you have a wonderful night. Get some rest. Have good work days, y'all. Good night, Alien. KL, you have a wonderful night as well. Everybody that is in your... By the way, your OBS scene is boss. Thank you! Oh my god. Okay, so... A couple months ago... Okay, last thing before I... because I get distracted so easily. Good sleep advice, MK. I don't... I do that as well when I don't forget. Yeah. I used to actually have a little MP3 player back before they were iPods and phones. And I had this, like, audio book that had, like, a special track in it that walked you through it, and it was so calming, and I never finished it, because it was, like, 20 minutes long, and it was so relaxing that I'd get maybe 5 to 10 minutes in, and always put me to sleep. It was great. But anyway, what was that? Oh, yeah. So... Yeah, about 2 months ago, when I stopped my extended, like, my streak of streaming, I took some time off to work on my stream, the different elements of the stream, and I really wanted to, like, step it up. And I figured out how to do some overlays, some different animations, some different stuff, just a lot of different stuff. And I'm gonna pause this music before it goes on to non-copyright stuff. Non-copyright free stuff. But yeah, I learned how to do a lot of different things, a lot of fun different things that I kind of programmed in here. So lots of little different things. Oh no, and I just broke it. There we go. Okay. I've got all kinds of little things. I have a little stream deck here now, and I love it to death. So yeah, I've programmed. I took a lot of time to learn a lot of different stuff and program it all here into the system. So hopefully, this stream will get the more I learn about it, the better it will get, and the more fun stuff and more interactive it'll be. Eventually, hopefully, I'll learn how to use YouTube, some more YouTube plugins. So it'll be more interactive for all of y'all. Maybe eventually get to work on some, like, I don't know how emotes work, like custom emotes work with YouTube live streams. I know it's like there's a lot of places built to do it on Twitch, but I'm going to see if I can do it over here because I don't like the Twitch interface. I don't like streaming over there. YouTube for me has always been more friendly. So anyway, I'm going to work on that for the future. But more importantly, just actually streaming. Like, just getting back on a regular schedule streaming. That's my priority. But anyway, on that note, I think it is finally time. Because I need to get ready for bed. And, yeah, I need to get a full night's sleep so I can keep doing this. So, thank you all for stopping in. Very much appreciated. As usual, if you have not done so already, maybe check out some of, there's a link down in the description. It'll take you to all of my other pages, including my socials like Instagram and Twitter, where I'm the most active, so definitely come check me out over there. And if you also feel like supporting the channel, there's another link down in the description below. Feel free to check that out if you like. Never feel pressured to do so, but it definitely helps me, helps out the channel, helps me out, and let's be honest, gives me a reason to keep coming back more often. But anyway, oh yeah, I also forgot, right over my shoulder here, there is this little blue bottle. I got that at DragonCon. It's just a really cool little bottle. I don't know. It's just like, it's just a blue stained glass bottle. Anyway, but yeah, definitely, if you not have not done so already, hit the subscribe button down below. It'll let you know every time I go live, like tonight. And so also, if I ever get around to publishing another video, which I would love to do at some point, that's a whole nother effort that takes a lot of time. But we'll see about that. But yeah, for streaming purposes, just so it lets you know every time, so you get notified every time I go live, hit that subscribe button down below. Maybe check out some of those other videos I've got going on, if you haven't done so already. But anyway, in the meantime, y'all have a good night, and I will catch you in the next one. And I'm going to end the stream as soon as I find the button here to end the stream. Y'all have a good night. I love you. Love you. Oh, God. This is my favorite way to say goodbye to people, because I started doing it at conventions a couple years ago, and I just scream it and everybody loves it. So, I love you. I'll miss you already. Bye!